once again, making a reading vlog to try to catch up on popular books that I have missed out on reading. And this week we are going to be reading the wonderful Miss Ashley Poston. Not 100% sure on how you say this author's last name. I have not read any of her more popular releases. In this video, I'm going to be reading The Dead Romantics, The 7-Year Slip, and A Novel Love Story. I started off yesterday reading The Dead Romantics because that's her earliest release. And then next I'm going to read A Novel Love Story because I want to save The 7-Year Slip for last because it is the one that I've heard the most great things about. I started reading The Dead Romantics yesterday and I'm about like 50 pages into it. And I am a little bit confused on how exactly things are gonna go. Not gonna lie, the main character is already stressing me out, but I think that's just because I wasn't clear on exactly what the circumstances of the situation were, so I think we're okay. I think we're gonna be fine. From what I've heard about her other books, she dabbles in a lot of magical realism. Like The 7-Year Slip is about an apartment that can travel 7 years in the past, and A Novel Love Story, the female main character ends up in the town that her favorite book series is based in. Something about The Dead Romantics, I just assume that she falls in love with a ghost. Now, I don't know if that's real, or if I just made that up in my head. But I guess the only way to find out is to keep reading. What do you mean? I don't understand. This angle and this lighting is horrible, but I have a theory about what's gonna happen at the end. It's best case scenario, I think, in this situation. And I really hope that that's what happens. But I just wanted to document the existence of my theory, because so often I never have any theories. So here's my hope that my theory is correct. Still reading The Dead Romantics. So far, I think the only thing I've said about it is my theory, which I do still think applies because otherwise the book really doesn't make any sense. I feel like we're kind of like going around in circles a little bit. I'm currently on page 231, which is about 2/3 of the way through the book, and my Kindle says it'll take me 1 hour and 40 minutes to finish reading this book. I currently have a little less than 5 hours until I have to go to work, so I just put my phone down and I'm not moving from this spot until I finish this book. Let's get to reading. I knew it. Yesterday I finished reading The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston, and I actually enjoyed that book more than I thought it was going to. Since I didn't really know much about the spice level, I just assumed that the spice level was going to be more in the book, but really there was only 1 page I ended up skipping, which was a lot less than I thought it was going to be. I feel like the blurb of this book kind of threw me off when I went into this book, but knowing how much I liked The Dead Romantics kind of gives me more hope for the other books. One thing I really liked about The Dead Romantics is the chapter titles. Oh my word, can we please go back to a time when it was normal for most books to have chapter titles? Because I love when books have chapter titles, and very few of them do nowadays. Last night I started reading A Novel Love Story because I'm the most excited for The 7-Year Slip, so I'm saving that one for the end. So I started reading A Novel Love Story. When I say I started reading A Novel Love Story, I mean I probably only got like 10 pages into it. I don't know, it's just like not really like hooking my attention. Like I can read it for like 10 minutes and then I'm like distracted by my phone. I also feel like it's kind of going like a bit slow. Like, yes, we're less than halfway, but also like I'm almost halfway through and I feel like I haven't really like learned anything. Also, okay, we have to get a little bit more serious. With Ashley Poston's last book that I read, The Dead Romantics, and this book, both of the female main characters are crying over a man who is like not worth it at all. The ex-boyfriend from The Dead Romantics was intimidated by the female main character's potential for success, and that was why he like dumped her, which was so freaking stupid. And this one, he like said he like didn't really know her, but also like he vapes, which like, and like I'm not really digging the chemistry between the female main character and the love interest. I feel like at this point there's still a lot of unresolved animosity brewing between them that I feel like at this point we maybe should have like cleared that up a little bit. Let's go through some of my bookmarks that I have. Sometimes a book can change your life. It's hard to explain that to someone who doesn't read or who has never felt their heart bend so strongly toward a story that it might just snap into. Some books are a comfort, some a reprieve, others a vacation, a lesson, a heartbreak. Sometimes your favorite book just hits you out of the blue like a bolt of lightning. I should have seen the signs, but for years I was just content, following him down hiking trails and curling my fingers around the back of his shirt like a child as we swam through concerts, and letting him lead us wherever he wanted to go. I should have realized that he never looked back to see if I was still there. His gaze was always trained ahead, and that's what I'd loved about him. But in the end, it turned out that I simply wasn't important enough for him to look back at. You're a glass half empty sort of guy. No, I'm a the liquid could be poisoned kind of guy. Anyways, I'm now going to use my lovely Kindle stand, Kindle holder, and my Kindle page turner and read until I fall asleep. What we're gonna do is ignore how terrible I look, because I just went on a 4-mile hike, which means I basically went into battle. So I'm currently 280 pages into it, which is 77%. And honestly, I'm kind of confused because we literally know next to nothing about the love interest. How is it that we're over 3/4 of the way through and we literally know like his name? And like, that's it. I am like enjoying it. I think that the storyline is cute. And like, I love like all the elements of having like all the side characters and stuff like from the books, like in the town, obviously. I just wish we knew a little bit more about the guy. You can't be too mysterious. Oh, one thing I wanted to say is that, so the female main character in a novel love story, she is in a romance book club. And one of the guys in the book club is Benji, who is the love interest from The Dead Romantics. So I'm assuming one of the characters in here was in a novel love story, but I just don't know because I read them out of order. and just wish it would have happened a little bit sooner. And I never could have guessed what it was that he wasn't sharing with the class. Although I didn't really like what happened like after that. Like there was a point where something happened and I was like, I kind of don't know if I want you guys to end up together after that. Not with what he just did. It is now time to start reading the 7-Year Slip. Yay, I'm very excited. Let's go. I'm 60 pages in. I already know who this man is. If you don't know, the 7-Year Slip is about this girl, and she inherits her aunt's apartment up in New York City. But the apartment is magical because, as is all of the other Ashley Poston books I've read in this book, they're all rooted in magical realism. The apartment can travel 7 years in the past. One day, Clementine, the female main character, walks into her apartment and there's a stranger in there. But he's living 7 years in the past. I was right about my theory with the dead romantics. I don't know if I ever said that on here, but I was right. I'm currently on page 186, and I cannot tell you how much I'm loving this. I am having such a fun time. I'm giggling, I'm kicking my feet. I am obsessed. Y'all, no joke, I'm having the best time reading the 7-Year Slip. I am eating this up. I mean, you saw that clip of me literally in the break room at work, like low-key losing my mind over this book, okay? So is it 11:45 p.m.? Yes. Am I absolutely exhausted? Yes. But am I gonna stay up to finish the last couple pages of this book? Yes. Yes, I am, because I simply cannot go another day without finishing this. Oh. So last night I finished the 7-Year Slip and I actually loved it. The chemistry between the couple was top tier, okay? It was top tier. We'll just call it that. So that means I have finished all of the books that I was intending to read in this video. I don't actually know if Ashley Poston has any books that she released before The Dead Romantics or if The Dead Romantics was her debut. But I do know she has a new book coming out this year, if it hasn't come out already, and I definitely will be adding that to my TBR. Plus the cover is gorgeous. I love her covers and I want to get the other books so that they can all look really pretty on my shelf. So I read The Dead Romantics and I gave that a 3 stars, and I read The Novel Love Story and I gave that a 3.75 stars. And I just finished the 7-Year Slip and I might have given this a 5 stars. That was super fun. I actually adored this book. I loved it so much. I loved the growth in both characters. There we have it. There was me reading Ashley Poston. I was actually pleasantly surprised. I'm not gonna lie, I was not expecting to like any of these books as much as I did. I was a little nervous going into these books because I haven't read an open door romance in a while. And so I was just like a little hesitant like going into it, but then I actually ended up really enjoying these books. I'm so glad I finally ended up reading these books. So that is all I have for you guys today. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up to let me know that you enjoyed this type of content. Comment down below your favorite Ashley Poston book if you have read any of her books. and subscribe to my channel for more content in the future. I hope you have a lovely rest of your week, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.